Hey guys, welcome to the Dead Truth Podcast. My name's Jimmy.
It's Casey.
Dawn.
The legend Steven.
I'm
Dustin. I'm a new guest on for the night.
Nice. We have a special guest.
Absolutely.
I honestly thought he was dead, like the walker got a hold to him or something. I didn't know what happened.
I thought Jimmy had killed him, and Jimmy was just feeding us all different kind of
Right.
Jimmy's had me locked in the makeshift prison cell like the cheesemaker did Morgan.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I tried to feed him to Jose, and Jose said he couldn't eat him. It was too much.
He didn't even offer me a pet goat. Like
Hey,
at least
man.
Morgan had a goat to talk to during the day.
Right,
Well,
right.
Everybody got their things, man. I'm glad
Man,
you're
it's
here
good to
tonight
see
with us,
you,
bro.
buddy.
I'm glad to be back. I've missed you guys. I apologize to you and to our audience. I've had just a lot of things, man. It's been a whirlwind, but hey, we're here. The band is back together, as they say. Steven's up there looking sport. Did you get up just now, Steven, to fix your beard? And
Oh no, I had to cut on the fan, man. I'm struggling. I didn't get on till just a while ago. Heck, I might be cramming pizza in my face in the background too, so just ignore
It's
that.
all good.
just get in your beard, and that's all good.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
it's good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, man. I'm jealous. My beard doesn't look as epic as yours.
Oh, whatever. I need to take mine down to your level. I need that. I don't know. I need to square it off or something. At least yours looks stylish. Mine just looks like I just came out of the mountains for this.
Mine looks like I'm going to be practical Santa Claus or something.
My question is, didn't you come out the mountains? I think you live in the mountains, right?
I mean, yeah, you want to get technical.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I actually got that comment once at that evening with Jeffrey Dean and Norman Reedus event they had.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know Mark Boss. He worked for Locker Stalker Con. He was actually one of the cool guys, and he did the security. Maybe I think he was like over the security, but he came up to me and was like, "Dang man, you came out of the mountains for this." I didn't know how to take it. I was like, "Security, maybe I think." He was like over the security, but he came up. Oh, my bad.
Got a little echo going on, but it's cool.
That's probably my bad. I was opening up the Facebook page to respond and talk to people.
Yeah, what the hell? We'll go ahead and blame it on Dustin. He ain't around that much anyway, so yeah.
I forgot how to use the computer. I've been gone so long. I mean, yeah,
I hear you.
Progress. And truthfully, yes, for those that want to know, we just got a question behind the scenes. Yes, Steven and I are from the same area. We both look alike. He's actually just in the other room, but we pretend for the show purposes. We just literally got to go across the hall.
We can tell y'all come from the same area, by the way. I'm just saying.
That's right. That is the area that is full of good-looking kids. I mean,
I can tell, man.
We got manners. We got manners.
Very good manners, actually. Miss Sweet loves you to death, so you're doing something right.
Yeah.
I want to say hello to everybody. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just sad that Steven's OnlyFans still makes more money than mine. But that's what you just talked about. I'm sorry, Miss Sweet. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
See, to y'all, doesn't do the Patreon. We was talking about Dustin with his booby tassels on his OnlyFans earlier before the show started. Glad you brought that OnlyFans on up. So,
what's that website again?
What is the link again, Dustin?
It goes under Pound Town.
Whoa.
This is for the Dead Truth After Dark, like Big Brother After Dark. We can't be talking about.
We'll go ahead. We'll go ahead. We embarrassed Don. Sorry, Don.
Nice. Yeah, we got William Bell with us tonight.
Yeah, I know. I got to hang out with Mr. Bell this weekend. He come and hung out with me at work.
Yeah, he worked on me at work too. We actually did the tour together. He come on the tour with me.
He wouldn't go on the golf cart with me. I tried.
Well, he'll go next time. He'll be there.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I think he's having too much fun just hanging out in the museum.
Yeah, that's cool. Speaking of the tours, Steven, I sent a couple people from down here your way.
Oh, yeah?
They're going to be heading up, I think sometime in the fall, around September.
Well, tell them, feel free to just shoot me a PM on Facebook. You know what I mean? I'll check it.
Yeah.
And, like on my personal one, and I'll set them up.
Okay. Yeah, they contacted the site. They were chatting with somebody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure they get taken care of, though.
Cool deal, man.
I got a question. So we just go ahead and announce it now, the secret about the podcast. That actually, guys, I've not been missing. We have another tour group, and that's where you go out with me, and I keep you for 3 months. You get the full podcast experience. Casey brings food to us, okay? Don sends us little care packages. Stephen comes and makes sure we're alive and brings big guys like William Bell in to do all kinds of stuff and get the camp ready, and Jimmy's kind of overseeing it. So if you want the true experience, that's what happens.
What's that number for the experience, Dustin? What's your number?
You can share it at the end. You're supposed to announce it at the end.
Well, you just did announce it. I didn't have to.
There you go. You got to get in the mood for it, Jimmy.
I got you. So, did we go over the episode at all? We watched the episodes?
Yes, sir.
I did.
I actually did this week, too. Mr. Dustin, did you go over the episodes, considering you weren't here last week?
I watched an abbreviated portion of the episode and then had a nice in-depth talk about Dawn so she could catch my memory up.
I was about to say, I had Levi going crazy in the background and all that, so I didn't get to watch it as well as I wanted to, but I watched them.
Cool.
Awesome. So my biggest thing from Lori was she never could find Carl at all, and when the kid went missing, she's like yelling at everybody else about going to go find him. That's typical Lori. But what was favorite part about that episode, that last one of season 2 and episode 13?
I'll start there since I've been missing. I don't mean to be rude. I'll just go ahead and jump in. To me, it is one of the best season finale episodes because it gives you so much mystery. Okay, it kind of leaves you with this uncertainty. And I'm not taking away from The Walking Dead now, but that's what I miss about The Walking Dead was this uncertainty. You know, what's our group going to do? You still had zombies a part of it. You still had, people being a part of it. What if Randall's group would have, showed up because everybody was being dispersed and everything. So it kind of gave you a lot of uncertainty that basically you didn't know what direction they were going to take. So that was my favorite part about the episode. Other than seeing my second favorite character killed off, which I still don't agree with. But anyway, God loves Shane. But just the uncertainty at the very end of it, because what path are they going to take? So that's I'll start with that. Now somebody come on in there.
Just Don, you got a rebuff or anybody else?
I got from it is when Rick actually told Lori that he killed Shane, and her expression on her face. You could really see, and I think Rick realized that Lori did love Shane. I think that's the moment. And another big takeaway is he let everybody know they were infected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's in my notes too.
Yep, that was good.
Yeah, the whole episode just. I mean, just imagine how would you feel being that early on, really into the apocalypse and learning all that and losing your place of sanctuary all at the same time. I mean, that's a checkout moment for most people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, especially with everything going on.
They were questioning Rick's leadership too. Mm-hmm. Carol, Maggie, T-Dog.
I mean, you think back then, though, they had a reason to question it. I mean, because, he was doing all kind of weird stuff.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I just had this talk with somebody. I won't mention any names. She may be down there in the right corner. We had like we already had a podcast, guys. You missed it. It was on the phone. And I think she was going to come through and strangle me. But, yeah, Jenny, so I'm not the Rick hater because Rick Grimes is my favorite character. But, guys, Rick made a lot of decisions that just – I just don't understand as a leader. of the group, and that kind of goes right into what Don said. He said, talking about it being a dictatorship. I'm not sure that it needed to be. I wouldn't want to follow somebody that left me exposed, but I don't know that everybody knows how exposed that he really left the group. So I'll kind of leave that up to you guys to talk about. But yeah, I just.
But don't you think, Dustin, that he was just a little raw on emotions? I mean, he just killed his best friend and found out his wife didn't love him, and so I think his actions.
I think that he coddled too many people during this time. I think that he was an enabler. I think that he was so thrilled to get his family back and find this place of peace, and then all this dramatic stuff happened to him. Because you got to think, he just comes out of the hospital. He's looking for his family, and then boom, his kid gets shot. And I get all that, but there comes a point in time as a leader, you can't let your emotion take over the decisions that you have to make as a leader. I mean, an example is going to Herschel's farm, and it's like we talked about. On the surface, it looked great. It looked safe. You had a veterinarian, technically a doctor. You had a place to hide and survive. But really, what you find out later on is Herschel's one bad moment away from being an alcoholic. The wife's killing chickens out in the yard and feeding them to the zombies. You've got Beth that's suicidal. Maggie's strung out trying to get, feel loved in her life, that she dates the first guys around her age. So that whole environment was just toxic to me. And Rick comes right in and just starts enabling it, Let's pat Herschel on the head and let him go ahead and capture his people and bring more of them in the barn. As a leader, you shut that shit down, like Deacon says. You don't go through all that, okay? And that's go ahead.
So what I'm hearing you say is Negan was right.
Yes, Negan and Shane. If you follow, how many of us? Everybody, raise your hand, including those that watch the podcast. How many of those of you have lost a favorite character on this show, or somebody that maybe your second favorite? Everybody raising their hand. Everybody loves Herschel.
Yeah.
Okay. If you got a Negan and a Shane, or combined running that group, you don't lose all these people. Okay, you don't lose them all. There was a lot of mistakes made. Michonne and Herschel should have never been outside that prison by themselves. You got to have a watch team out there watching them to go do their stuff. Okay, too many careless things. So yeah, Negan's right and Shane's right. I want to say hello to all the new people before I pass the little flame over to Stephen real quick. Everybody saying hello, come in the room.
Hey, everybody.
What you think, buddy?
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, this is like Dustin said, this has got to be one of my favorite episodes. I think I even maybe listed it up there in the top 10 somewhere. But yeah, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, I love all the episodes where you see these iconic locations from like the comics, and then the locations that all of us know, except for Herschel's farm. I mean, nobody's really familiar with that one. I mean, I'm not, at least. But, I like seeing these. I like seeing them go too, is what I'm trying to say, because I know what's coming next because of the comics. And I mean, of course, we've seen it before and we're rewatching, but I love, you get to see that first little shot of the prison on the horizon at the end. And then, of course, you've got, Michonne's first appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I talked about it last time, which at that point it wasn't even Deny. It was just somebody they had there that was, silhouette. They didn't show the face because they hadn't casted her yet.
Yep.
So how many of us had this in our top 10 this episode? I did.
I did.
Well, I mean, before it.
But then again, then again, it was fresh in my mind from watching it. So my top 10 is kind of, I don't know. I'm gonna have to redo it after we watch them all over again, because like a lot of the stuff was stuff that I've seen recently, because I need to go back and like once we get further down the road, I'm sure I'll be like, oh man, that one was in my top 10 for sure, and I left it out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a great episode. First time you really see a horde of walkers too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like a solid horde.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it exposed one of the weaknesses of the farm. Like I think we had talked about it maybe last week or the week before, where it had a fence around it, but it was a very weak fence.
Yeah,
Whereas the prison, whereas the prisons has 10, 15 foot tall fence, and it can handle hordes a little better.
I kind of thought it was weird when I first watched these. The first time that they really thought that fence was kind of, you know what I mean, going to help them at all. They really did think that too.
And that goes right back to the leadership role. I mean, think about this. The whole family there they're on the damn family farm. You don't even know you got a zombie in one of the wells. And you got this little shoddy fence up, and then your group leader, Rick, comes in. He didn't check the perimeter. They learned about the water for the again, it goes right back to the leadership thing.
Now, Dustin.
I'm stuck on that.
Man, you know it's going to be all over you about Rick now.
Want me to brag on your boy.
Dustin, what did he say?
I love him.
What did he say? He said, I didn't ask for this. Is that not what he said? I did not ask for this.
Well, he sure as hell took it. He didn't. He took it, though. He took it.
Exactly. The moment he handcuffed Merle on that roof,
he took a
brand new group he just got into. He took over that group.
Okay, I'll give you that.
He took it over.
He definitely took it. Mr. Casey, what you got to say on the subject?
This subject, or
yeah, the episode. Yes.
Oh,
the episode in general. I didn't come to you, so now I'm coming to you.
I thought you meant the leadership thing. I was like,
I mean, you can answer anything you want to. You can tell us all about anything. How's life going?
Life's going good. No, Steven touched on the two things that I was going to add. The Michonne appearance, and then the waterfall, because that's one of my favorite locations. That waterfall.
Yes.
And it's really cool because you see the waterfall, you pan up, and you can see the prison. Well, in real life, that prison that's not there. So it's pretty cool, seeing that location in person and just seeing what they had to do to come up with that scene. And then going back to the horde where that walker fell on Angira, and she gets left behind. That's one of my favorite scenes because behind the scenes. That was Mikey Yeager's, one of my favorite walkers. He did. I've been on a couple tours with him where he, hosted it, and I really like Michael. So, that's what I love about these tours. You just get the opportunity to hear behind the scenes. Talk to a few walkers or extras like Steven, and it's pretty neat.
Hey, not to interrupt you, but also I forgot to even write this down or even look for it really, but. I don't know if you remember, Casey, but on like Atlanta movie tours, when we would show, we had this one clip of that horde when it showed it the first time and panned out kind of, and it had it was patchwork. You saw the same walkers doing the same things like 7, 8 different times. You know what I mean?
Like they just copied a group.
They just copied and pasted like 15 of them.
Oh wow! I never noticed that.
No, you wouldn't notice it unless, like I said, it was somebody's guide reel on Atlanta movie tour. So when it stopped and dinged and pointed to the person, it pointed at them like 7 different times because they were, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I'd see if I can get that clip and post it on the Dead Truth podcast.
Yeah, find that.
After this.
That is funny.
Also, Michelle Halmeski was a part of that too. You remember the woman that turns around in the full nightgown? And that was Michelle.
That's her? That's Michelle?
Yeah, part of the Georgia Tour Company for a while. Yeah,
very cool.
So the next episode of season 3, we had Miss Shawn taking care of Andrew at the deer cooler. What's her thoughts on that, Mr. Dustin?
How you going to not talk about Shane?
I gave you opportunity to talk about Shane.
Which part now? Because
Let me back up. Let me back up. Real quick.
He did.
You can't have something as epic as this. First of all, we got to talk about. Look here.
That wasn't this episode, though, was
he?
It?
Died last episode.
He died last episode. Never even showed him this episode. But welcome to the show, Dustin.
You missing my point.
God, Lee, I'm gonna pick up some potato chips here in a minute.
This all carries in. They would have never left the farm if Rick would have come in and taken over like Shane wanted to. or Shane had in his head, they'd have never left this place. We wouldn't even be in it. The whole show could have been about the farm. It would have been boring, maybe, but it could have been about that.
How's that though? Because I mean, the horde is what happened.
Okay.
What does leadership have to do with that?
Because Rick should have never allowed Shane to separate the group. He should have never let Herschel get out of control to have to go drink, to go to the bar to get him. That then led to Randall. Randall comes back. Then they have to let Shane take him off in the woods. Then Shane comes back and lets the group split up. Rick follows right behind Shane. Boom, Rick shoots the gun that leads the horde in. Poor leadership.
My thing is, though, that's a lot of stuff to control. And then also, I feel like if Shane would have, I'm with you. I like Shane too. Monica hates him, but I love him. I don't know. I like him because he's a bad guy. I mean, no, I don't like the things he does and stuff, but I think he had a lot of good points, like Dustin said. But I think if he would have approached things different at this point, him and Rick would have been working together really well and both been leaders if he would have kept his shit together. You know what I mean?
But you guys got to think. Lori was plotting them against each other constantly.
Yeah.
Conversation.
We should have left her in the damn car when she wrecked.
She's the real villain.
Yeah.
There you go.
A woman,
I like that.
A woman, a woman in the, and yes, Jamie, I know that's not the episode. What I'm saying is all this that happened in this episode was transverse because of what happened there.
Sure.
All relates back to that whole fight. And this thing's been going on since the day one of episode one. If you look about it, day one, episode one, days gone by, season one, episode one, all comes to fruition in this episode. The affair started, the taking control, the power changes, the struggles, all stops right here. That's when you see that whole storyline in. What's my girl Monica got? Is one of the boys?
Yeah, she hates him bad, which I mean, Monica, I do too. I mean, I don't.
Yes, Monica. Yes.
You just agree.
I just think he's a great character and a great actor that really makes you hate him, and that's what's great about it. And like, I loved him in the comics too. I like that conflict. Like I said, I don't endorse the things he does, but I like that conflict, and I liked his. I don't know his demeanor, but it's hard to explain. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like an anti-hero because I mean, he wasn't necessarily the villain, and he was good, but he wasn't.
Kind of like the Punisher. Good. I mean, that was probably the best. He could have just sent in, and if he auditioned, I doubt he did, but he could have just sent in clips from that and been like, you know what I mean? That'd been Punisher right there.
Yep.
I think we're having some difficulties. Every once in a while, the viewers will drop off and then come back. So I apologize about that.
But probably they're getting mad at me. Listen, fine. Let's get off Shane, Jimmy.
I'm not saying anything bad. I'm bringing it up because I see people keep going in and out.
But I want to talk about Herschel's unlimited shotgun. The man never reloads the gun from the time he starts shooting.
Right. Okay. I agree.
And that is just some poor editing. Love the episode, poor editing.
And didn't he have? What did he shoot like long range with it too? It was.
I mean, he was like the Chris Kyle of shotguns, buddy. I mean, he was taking them out. He could have took Shane out if he'd turned a little bit more to the left and he could have shot Shane instead of Carl.
Right.
Who are we talking about? Are we talking about Herschel?
Yeah, Herschel. He got
with a shotgun. Yeah.
He never reloaded, and he was shooting like at 100 yards.
And that sucks because that's a great scene to see him finally blasting on them, and then he's doing it wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the thing, and I love what Steven said right there, because if you think about how much pent-up aggression and anger he has.
Right.
He went back to being an alcoholic. He finally has to admit that he's been wrong this whole time. He's watching his family farm go down the hill. I mean, he's mad as hell. He's taking out that vengeance. But for God's sake, editing department, make it a little bit more religious. It's like I almost never watched The Walking Dead. Here's a fun fact, Jimmy Littlefield. I almost quit watching The Walking Dead season 1, episode 1.
Really?
You know why? Dang. Bad editing. Here's why. First 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, when they have the car wreck and Rick is talking to his deputy, he looks at the deputy talking about on the cop show. Yep. He says, what you need to do is focus and make sure you got one in the chamber and the safety off. And he looks at the glove. First of all, He looks in the gun. You can clearly see there's no bullets in it when he checks it. And then number 2, he takes the safety off. A Glock ain't ever had a safety. Now we're
that's
doing the
true.
shotgun part. So that, I almost never watched it because of that.
Oh, I hear you on that. I'm the same way with computers because like every hacker hits the escape key, which would turn off the computer or clear the screen. So I hear you on that one.
I got you. Listen, I do talk to Oscar though about the camp, and we're trying to get the shotgun as a special guest. We're working on it.
Okay.
Not really, but it sounds pretty cool. Like I want to get the shotgun on the podcast is what I want to do. That's Jimmy.
We can bring one up and say it's Herschel's, I suppose.
So.
I don't know. So, do you want me to get into the next episode, or we're going to do the top 10, or what?
I say y'all want to hit the next episode really quick?
Yep.
Yeah, we can do it real quick.
Let's go over episode 1 of season 3. Miss Sean's taking care of Andrew, the deer cooler. It's actually across the street from my work. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, we talked a little about it last week.
Oh, yeah. So, my favorite scene actually is when they actually go in. Miss Jones trying to play ninja, and she goes in there and kills the walker from the inside of the pharmacy and runs out real quick. They was trying to make her a ninja in the early season. So, what was your favorite scene in it, Mr. Baker?
Go on to the next, folks. I'm doing my recap right here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Baker evidently can't answer. What you got? What you got, Miss Casey?
So we're going to talk about the shotgun.
Oh, my favorite scene by far has to be when Beth sings by the fire.
No.
Aw.
Not.
I was about. Oh, dude, I was just sitting there thinking, no.
No. That is by far not my favorite scene. Sorry. I didn't like to see it, but it was really cool to see Herschel get bit and then they amputate.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and because that was didn't that happen in the comics, Steven?
I'm trying to remember. I'm actually rereading them right now, and it's really confusing because I'm right at the same part
right
where we're at. I hadn't got to that yet. Yeah, it does happen. You're right.
I think it does happen. Yeah, because that was one of the scenes where it was cool to see it.
You're right. Because I think I've got a figure where he's missing a leg, and it's a comic book, like little mystery pop.
Yep. So that was cool. But yeah, again, I didn't like to see it happen. I love Herschel, but it was just cool just to see the comic come to life on that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mr. Steven, what you got, buddy?
I mean, once again, it goes back to locations, like getting that, initial, all the settling of the prison and all that. Because the prison, I was waiting for that because of the comic books. It's, one of my favorite little, I don't know, all these locations, especially with them being in Georgia when I was first reading the comics, I really focused on them a lot, and like stuff like that. It represents, like, prison represents hope to me because they just, you thought it was all over. I mean, you didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know after the farm and everything. And then, you find this prison, and once again, they finally got hope. And let's see, like, Dutton Rick, is this one of the first times he says to Lori, he says doing stuff doing stuff things. He don't say end things, but he says doing stuff.
Just doing stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, things. And then when Carl thought he was gonna share a room with Beth, that was pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
And Herschel kicked him out.
I would have kicked him out too, my daughter.
Yeah.
What you got, Miss Dawn?
Well, I mean, Casey already covered one of the scenes where, they cut Herschel's leg off, and of course they see the prisoners. Bam, that's the end of it. And then when Rick actually finds the prison and the look on his face, it was like, oh wow. I think the little thing between Daryl and Carol, when she takes the food up there to him on the bus, that was cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Baker, what we got to say on the subject?
Well, let me piggyback off of what Don said a second. Let's go back with what she just said in the last episode and tie it into this one. What if Daryl would have never went back for Carol? Like, what you got Daryl, this rough guy that isn't close to anybody but his brother, but he has made this connection to Carol. through Sophia and everything. What if we never see that and we never see this bond and everything? What I want to know what it is, and I still don't understand to this day what the writers have in mind. What makes Daryl so close to Carol? What happened? What does he see in her? What was it? What magic that makes him want to do all these things for her?
I think I know. I think what it is Daryl was abused quite a bit, and so was Carol. So he sees refuge in her.
Yep.
It's like somebody has been through like something traumatic, and they automatically have a bond with that person without even knowing it. It's something similar to that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they both been through war.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's got a lot to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's a good point.
I just, to me, whoever at that time took her character and decided to let her live and tie that whole thing in together with a new character in Daryl, who was not even supposed to be on the show, whoever that magic man or woman was, they needed to raise, and I wish they were running the show for the duration of things.
That's a good point because they were going to kill her off around that time.
You got the majority of the Walking Dead now. The longevity of it, in my mind, with your two your original characters are left, are one that wasn't supposed to be there, and another one who's never in the comics. So that writer, group of writing, that is magic right there. That's amazing stuff. No, I mean this episode I did not particularly enjoy. Okay. I still see a lot of flaws early on with the Rick that I love doesn't turn into the Rick that I love until down the road. Okay. Many episodes. And, tell everybody that you're infected and then going into the prison and having all these unknowns. It's almost like everything that came to him, he thinks is a great idea. Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And so the prison, to me, I saw a lot of flaw in the prison. Okay, yeah, it's fortified and looks safe, but again, they never check the prison out to see that half the prison's missing on the backside. Okay, same way with the farm and the fence. Okay, I know I'm picking on your boy, Don. Calm down.
I'll be honest with you. I expect her to come out of the car and stab you in the back at any moment.
She's giving me that.
She's driving right now.
Evil eye.
That's what it is. She is driving.
She's driving.
And like the one thing is like as far as separating the group, and then at one point they even leave Carl to guard all the women. You just learn him how to shoot a gun. You got one kid there, and the groups that could have went and did these things shouldn't have been as scarce as they were. And I don't think Herschel would have got bit. I hated that, but no, it has to happen. But the only thing I liked in the whole episode, was at the very end of it when they show the prisoners, because I love all those guys as friends, Ben Security, Walking Dead. I love all those guys. They're great people. They're great actors. And I think that actually, which we'll get into that episode, next week, and I've got a lot for it. And might even have us a special guest. I don't know yet. I'm working on it.
Cool.
Maybe one or two. But that's the only thing I like about the episode. Nothing else about that episode intrigues me. I mean, it's like, okay, everybody's running in with this tactical back-to-back killing everybody. Okay, now let's leave the 6-year-old with the gun with the women. How are you going to run in like that and kill everybody and then the zombies and then just leave the 6-year-old?
Well, he was a good shot. He got Shane right in the head.
Well, he did. Pick on me. Okay. It's all right.
No, the prisoners are good guys. I like Tomas was just at the camp, and I miss Thaddeus.
Yeah.
He's crazy, dude. He's funny.
All right, guys. I'm gonna let Miss Dawn go over top 10 real quick first. Kind of let us know what it's about and why you like the episode so much.
Do you want me just to go over the top 5 that I've picked, or all 10?
Let's do top 5. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, this is not in any certain order, so
We're just doing 5 now.
well,
Apparently, yeah.
talk about it on this.
Yeah.
We already did one, which was pretty much beside the Dying Fire, the one we watched. Pretty much Dead Already is one of my top. 4 Walls and a Roof is one of my favorites.
Ooh, yeah, that is a good one.
The Grove was one of my faves. And Killer Within
Okay. The reason why those are your favorites?
Well, a lot of things happen in those. Does anybody else have those 5?
I had the Grove.
Okay.
I definitely had the Grove.
Okay.
That was the death of Lizzie and Micah, and those two little actresses. I mean, they were amazing. So especially at their age, they're pretty young in that episode. So yeah, I was really impressed with their range of acting.
Mm-hmm.
And then such an iconic. I mean, what walking fan doesn't say, "Look at the flowers"? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the origin of one of the most quoted sayings in the whole series.
And then it became an episode title later in season 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think 4 Walls and a Roof is special to me because it's Maggie, come from a religious family. Herschel was very religious, and when Gabriel's like, this is the Lord's house, and she's like, this is 4 walls and a roof, that's when I think Maggie changed.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a good one. No, it's a good one.
And had she had a good leader, she wouldn't have changed. So I'm totally glad that you agree with me.
Wow.
Dustin come back swinging, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just tearing Rick's ass up.
I know.
Hey, you're gonna make an entrance back on it. You make an entrance, right?
I suppose you got Don all flustered over here.
The make a door, I'm making a door.
If Dustin doesn't show up next week, y'all know why.
Yeah, exactly.
She done ganked him. You're talking about me killing him. It's gonna be done.
It's all on TikTok that you make chloroform with like rubbing alcohol and something. So hopefully, yeah.
And then we all know why we like Pretty Much Dead Already. That's where they find Sophia. That's Herschel realizes that he can't cure his family. And instead of me going into deep on it, and then Killer Within that's the episode Lori dies, and that's when we see Rick start to go savage.
Yeah.
The Rick I love.
I'm just really confused when Dustin's looking up how to make chloroform. That's kind of weird.
I know.
I'm watching for what Don's going to do. And I got a question. Don, can I ask you a question? Let's go back to your leader here, which again I love. But let's go back to your leader at this moment. Do you not think in that moment you see Rick Grimes after Sophia comes out and he does his little head tilt and he has his little revolver? Mm-hmm. Do you not think in that moment he has to realize I have failed to this point as a leader?
Yes, you can see it. You can see it in his face. Yeah.
I think that's when he changes.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. That is one of my most favorite things. Matter of fact, the one Walking Dead card that I don't have, that I keep trying to purchase, but I'm too cheap, is the shared relic card of Rick's shirt and Sophia's shirt from that barn scene. And they've still got those out there on eBay. For anybody that late birthday gift. And thank you to all those that wish me happy birthday. I promise I'm going to respond to you momentarily individually. But, for late birthday gift ideals, just kind of throwing that out there to everybody. Maybe everybody pitch in.
I'm still waiting on my birthday gift from February.
Yeah, me too. I'm waiting on my birthday.
I was in January.
You didn't give that to her at the camp. How dare you?
That's my fault. I gave her all my stuff I was supposed to give her.
I gave you my stuff to give to her.
Everything that I owed her, I gave to her. Trust me.
Shit. If we collecting, then I'm just gonna go ahead and collect for all my birthdays. I'm just 26, so y'all owe me 26 gifts.
Damn right. I'm 40, so good luck.
Start as a GoFundMe for the podcast for late birthday gifts.
There you go.
The most shot out 26-year-old.
Right.
All right, did we go over your top 5, Dustin?
No, I didn't get the top 5, and of course, I tend to be long-winded, so I'm going to condense it a little bit. My favorite episode, other than, let me start with my second favorite episode. It's going to be Here's Not Here, season 6, episode 4, the episode about Morgan, 90 minutes. One of the reasons I love that episode is because if you'll remember, I watched that episode with you at your house.
Yeah,
we had a great time. And then I showed up at 7 o'clock the next morning and made Jimmy take me and show me where everything was filmed.
All right, let's rephrase that. Dustin showed up in my bed with me and my wife at the time and wanted to cuddle. That's what he wanted to do. And I was like, get the hell out of my bed. And then we went and took him over there.
Jimmy promised me that as soon as the kids went to school, I could go see where it was filmed. It was 8 o'clock. The kids had done been at school and had breakfast.
They were at the bus stop
waiting on you, and I don't see your kids leave on the bus stop. You coming right out. You don't come out. I'm coming in if the door's unlocked. And the door was unlocked. And then the bedroom door was unlocked.
Because the kid left it unlocked. It's creepy, Dustin. That's all I'm going to say.
But you promised me a tour, and I wanted to.
I will give you all the tours in the world. That don't mean you play with my nipples.
I didn't want you to think that I was breaking in to rob you or you who I was. So I figured, hey, what can I do here not feel weird? Which allowed me to say, I'm going to get in the bed and just give you my hug. Say, hey, buddy, I'm here. Which now is probably a lot weirder than what I could have done.
It was pretty weird. It's pretty weird.
I got to go on my tour. I got my tour because trust me, guys, that's the quickest I ever saw Jimmy jump out the bed. Jimmy was right up, dressed in the car in like 2.5 minutes.
It was faster than that.
I love that episode because one, I watched it with you and we had a great time. That was one of my most favorite weeks being down there. As far as the episode goes, I like it because I like the symbolism of seeing people come back from the apocalypse, or it's showing you where they've been or where they got to, and then all of a sudden coming back. And so for us to see Morgan, who basically we have to give him credit for this show being a show, because if you look at it in real life, if he would have went crazy before he met Rick Grimes, or if the events would have went different and Dwayne would have already got bit and changed, and he would have killed Rick when he saw him, we wouldn't have this. The storyline wouldn't have developed. So to see Morgan from where he's at the beginning and then not know where he gets to and then just kind of glance at it and then watch him be rehabilitated by a guy who doesn't know, that's something that we all would potentially go through if we really lived in an apocalypse. You know, that's something that we essentially go through that in our everyday lives. I mean, you have, adversity, and it's like a wave when you're the ship. You got these ups and downs. But I just love that episode because it showed his character development. It showed what a great actor that Lenny James still is. And I never did learn Aikido, and I never did learn to use the pro staff, even though I have one. So I'm going to work on that for next summer for the camp.
So the thing about Aikido was that's what the Ninja Turtles used, right? That's why they did that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because they actually did that through Donatello. Mr. Steven, what was your favorite top 5 ones, buddy?
Like I said, I think we need to do like a whole episode devoted to this later on, like way down the road.
Oh yeah.
But let's see, just going off, I don't know. I made a list of 10, so I tried my best just now to go through and put like the first 5 that I thought were my favorites. So really in no particular order, but I mean, season 1, episode 1's always going to be one of my favorite episodes, just because, I love the comic. I heard it, was going to be a show. I don't think I watched it live. I think I caught it later, but like just seeing like the panel of Rick riding into the city come to life, and all the other stuff, the tank. Oh well, I don't know if it's the tank, but all the just the scenery and everything lined up so well with the comics, and it was just like kind of mind blowing. Plus the fact that it was, just a little bit down from me in Atlanta, and it's in Georgia. So definitely season 1, episode 1, clears up there in my top 5. Just the whole seeing Morgan again. That was kind of one of the first, one of the first times on the show where there was like somebody being reunited after a long time. You know what I mean? Or seeing a character that disappeared after a long time. And just the whole psychological aspect of that episode. I love it. Let's see. So, I was talking about locations being a big part of my love for the show too. So, Walk With Me with Woodbury. First appearance of Woodbury. I believe that was the episode it first appeared in.
Mm-hmm.
And then Remember, season 5, episode 12, first appearance of Alexandria. Let's see. And then I've got, sorry, I'm trying to figure out which one I want to put here. I like the episode after season 4, episode 9. You know, that was when Michonne finds Rick and Carl after the prison was overran. Everybody was separated. One of my favorite scenes is when, you know, Michonne knocks on the door or rings the doorbell. I can't remember which one she does. And Rick looks outside or looks through the peephole and then tells Carl it's for him and smiles. And it's like the first time we'd seen him smile in like forever. Yeah. That scene is epic to me. It always gives me chills. And then I think that may have been 5, but I also had Beside the Dying Fire, the one we just watched. That was definitely one of them.
Y'all get Beth to sing one time, y'all go nuts over it.
What?
And people used to go and watch her at Eddie's Attic in Atlanta all the time because she used to put on concerts up there.
Yeah, she put on.
I love her.
No, that wasn't one of my favorites. I mean, I guess it was. Yeah, it was. But I had a section that said my least favorites, and it was, with the exception of the one I just mentioned, any episode where Beth's singing. I don't know. Nothing wrong with it.
I thought you were into it. I didn't know. That's what it is.
I felt like I'm not hating. Yeah, I'm not hating or anything, but it's just like it was out of place, I felt like, and I felt like they were just trying to push the, you know what I mean? The whole singing thing.
Oh,
big
totally
time.
agree.
Like, they could have cut it short.
Her CD came out right after that.
Right after, dude.
Yeah.
I loved Beth singing until she come out. And I'm sorry, Emily Kinney, if you ever watch this. I love you to death, and you're a sweetheart. You've always been so great to me when I've met you and talked to you.
Yeah, she is real sweet.
That one song she came out with right after she got off the show, talking about the boyfriend and all this, and then she kind of gave the little spiff to The Walking Dead in it. I'm like, how corny.
Yeah. She's trying to be Taylor Swift, man. That's what it was.
But
yeah, and it wasn't that. And it's not that I don't think she can sing okay. The songs in the show that she sings, I mean, she sings them pretty well. It's just that they felt awkward and prolonged and kind of out of place.
She's a good folk singer / whatever, but that song, the poppy, I just know. I was done with her singing at that point.
Why did you say that? And then I thought about Forrest Gump. She was a folk singer.
Jenny.
I'll be making fun of mine and my brother Steven's backwoods dialect.
It's all good. I couldn't help it. I thought of Forrest Gump. Mr. Casey, what's your top 5, buddy?
Top 5. I put these in order as appeared or televised, and I took it from a comic book standpoints. You know, I read comics, and you know, this is a comic book show, so a lot of mine is, you know, first appearance or death by, kind of like as Steven mentioned. But yeah, so to kick things off, definitely season 1, episode 1, Days Gone By, for the same reason as Steven mentioned. That opening scene where Rick shoots, you know, the little girl Walker, you know, that just set the tone of the show. Season 2, episode 12, Better Angels. The death, we covered that last week. That was the death of Shane. That was a really good episode.
That's my boy.
That's right. Season 3, episode 12, Clear. I too, Steven. I absolutely love that episode. That's probably my all-time favorite because I love, like you said, it's good to see Morgan again. And Lenny James just brought it. I mean, his acting is just incredible. And then, you know, location-wise, you know, over there in Grantville, if you want to be in the episode Clear, go to Grantville. You know,
go quick.
Go quick before the building goes away. But yeah, so
whoa. Are we taking the building away?
All they're doing is putting the Airbnb up top. Or
new owner.
We're not tearing down. We're not tearing it down or nothing.
I'm
going to show up with a dump truck. I'm stealing every brick, and I'm building the backyard of Jimmy.
What'd you say, Steven?
From what we were told, Colin took a custom group through there Saturday, and they said that they had at least till the end of the month. And I mean, they still don't know for sure if he's gonna leave it the same or do away with the writing on the wall and stuff. I mean, he could leave it. I mean, he's gonna get a lot more business from Walking Dead fans using that Airbnb, unless he just decides to rent it out. But still, it's Grantville. I feel like you would make more money. I mean, he could straight up set a fee, you know what I mean? Have a set fee for you to go up there and look. Like, I know they charge a little bit, but have a set fee for everybody that comes up, you know, 10, 15 bucks a head to go look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't want him to do that, but if it makes it hang around more.
They do got that new outside bar, and he's actually doing a great job with it. I actually got his actual home number. He's really, really a good guy. He's not trying to take away. He actually told me personally he's really trying to keep everything the way it is, but at the same time, he's still trying to make money off the building. So, I mean, I can understand from a business standpoint, but I think Steven's right. I think they need to keep it up and maybe make it look a little better with leaving that room the way it is.
Right, yeah. If they kept it up at least till the last season, you know, is done with, just give it that little bit, because you're gonna get. I mean, half the people that come to that town from out of town that are tourists are coming there for The Walking Dead. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Jim Sales. I remember one day we were sitting there and this bus showed up out of nowhere. It was Justin Bieber's family. It wasn't Justin Bieber, but it was his family wanting to see Clear.
Oh man, I wish it would have been Justin Bieber. I would have been there.
Yeah, but I was there. It wasn't Bieber. It was his family. It's like his whole family. But
we got to get the beats.
We're all just now hearing this for the first time.
Because I don't.
Because he just made it up.
I didn't make it up.
I'm joking. I know that would be awful random.
Because he looked at Chuck Norris with him, Jimmy. The Chuck Norris, was that the driver that day? I mean, what else don't we know that's happening?
No, it was just
Jimmy.
I think it was Vin Diesel.
Jimmy was looking at the Bieber poster in his room, and
I'm interrupting.
There it is, right there.
Next week, I believe 10 episodes. Next week is the top 10 episodes. Top 10 things Jimmy hasn't told us.
Well, Jimmy hadn't told us his top 5. We got to get that in before.
All right, I like Chipper Cropper. You know, when Merle came back, talked shit to Daryl.
Me,
yeah, I like His Sorrowful Life, where Merle died. Of course, that's got a lot to do with my tour. But a lot of people don't embrace Merle like a hero, but he really was.
No,
I mean, he committed suicide. Awesome. Yeah, he committed suicide to save everybody. Of course, Arrow on the Doorpost, Rick and the Governor Met in the Barn. Of course, another one of my tours. And my number one, and this is always going to be number one, Clear.
There you go.
Clear is very dear to my heart. Today actually makes 5 years that Patrick Paramore actually passed away.
Oh, man.
Him and Jonathan both redid that apartment. I know a lot of fans don't know about him and Jonathan, but they redid that apartment. Everything you see in there is by them because the show actually took it down. So, keep Patrick in your prayers. I know he's gone now, but we still love him.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think a lot of people realize that, Jimmy. When they were done filming, right? Yeah, they painted the walls white again.
Yeah.
Like they,
and
tried to
keep in mind, I was in there when they were redoing. I think you were too, Casey.
I saw a lot of it.
Yeah, so we would walk in there and they'd have the episode, and they would pause it and do all the wall, and then the episode would move. They would pause it and do all the walls. And when some of the guys came up for the Term Life movie, which was a Vince Vaughn movie, some of the guys that had worked on The Walking Dead Clear. And they actually said it looked great. And he said there's a couple things in there that need to be changed, and we changed them, and it's been in ever since. Patrick was a huge part of my life, and that Clear episode got me to where I'm at now. And, I went down there with a couple friends of mine, and we started doing that tour. I know, Steven, you can when you first got in, that meant a lot to you, and it meant a lot to me. I think I got in 2000. I think it was 2013, right as I met Casey. Right as I met Casey, and I think I met you about a week or two after I started, and you've been a dear friend of mine. I wish Patrick was still around. Through Grantville, I met Dustin. I actually got to take Dustin on the very first tour. I met him at the Woodbury shop, took him down there, and I thought he was crazy as hell. And a really sweet guy, and he stuck around with me, and I really love him for it. But Grantville will always be special to me because of Dustin and because of Casey and Patrick and Steven, I met you. I think I met you in Harrelson, but I've seen you in Grantville before I went to Harrelson.
I don't know. I think we may have ran into each other first in Grantville, as a matter
That's what I'm
of fact.
saying.
I was just thinking of that.
Yeah. So Grantville meant a lot to me, and it always will. I mean, even the tour I do now, I mean, I love it, but you know, it always will be that from my start. Yeah, I can't say enough about Clear. It made me who I am now, and it's always going to be something near and dear to my heart. And Lenny James is a character through Clear. I felt his pain. He's talking about Dwayne losing his son and losing his wife, and I just never could, get that out of my head, how he must have felt and the misery he was going through at the time. And I can totally get it.
Well, it says a lot that episode made 3 out of us, the 5 of us, is top 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or was it in y'all's too? It was on yours, Dustin?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So we got 4.
Yeah, so even Scott Gimple wrote it, and he crashed the show at the same time with getting rid of Carl. So great job, Scott Gimple.
Oh, and fun fact about that episode. Remember those Clear shirts you made, Jimmy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wore that to the convention, Walker Stalker, and it was Denai's very first Walker Stalker.
Oh, awesome.
And I got my picture. I was wearing that shirt, and I got my picture with Denai. And she saw the shirt and was like, she loved it. So she asked me to stay behind until all the pictures were done. And so afterwards, we talked a little bit, and I was just, she wanted to hear, how much of a fan I was and all that good stuff. And then she pulls out her iPad and she goes, let me take a picture so I can send it to my boss. And she was talking about Scott Gimple.
That's awesome.
We should do a like a reproduction of that shirt with the Dead Truth Podcast logo on there somewhere.
No doubt, right?
I want one.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that.
That's a good shirt.
Yeah, we could do
a picture.
Yeah, we need to throw it together.
Do some stickers too, Steve. When we can get some stickers thrown together, put Dead Truth above it, and put that green Clear.
Mm-hmm. I had an epiphany. By the way, I forgot to tell you all that in the hospital. We need all of us turned into zombie characters on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Well,
yes, please.
We need somebody to draw it, and we have just a friend that does the drawings. I'm just saying, you can talk him into it. Oh, yeah. I'm not pointing any elbows or nothing, Get it done in there.
Oscar Rodriguez, if you're listening, we need or even the fans. I think it'd be fun if the fans. There's a lot of fans that have.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
I can't draw.
I can't either. I mean, it would look like we would look like the people version of us was ate by a zombie if I
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I look like the Well Walker. I'm kind of.
I can draw stick figures like a madman.
I think we need little cartoon zombie versions of us for a T-shirt. I had that in a dream in the hospital. Thank the morphine for it. Okay.
So we got to do Clear stickers and what else?
A T-shirt.
Clear T-shirt. We can even put the zombies on the Clear T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Maybe on the back, awesome. Clear on the front, and the Dead Truth Podcast on the back with all of us kind of like in the road, like the Beatles were walking across the street or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I wish I had another Clear shirts. Those were awesome, though. I really.
That's what I'm saying. We need to do a mine. You know how they do the reproductions of the classic Jordans? We need to do that shirt like that.
Yep.
We can do that. Okay, guys, we got any closing statements at all? Miss Dawn, you want to say something? Sorry, honey.
I said, who did those shirts for you?
It was Kaylee and Patrick back in the day, and Jim Sales does some now. But I think Kaylee had the copyrights to the one she made. I want to say maybe Pat.
Oh, wow, I don't know.
I want to say that Jim did a different one entirely, but those first ones were like, I don't know, it had the drip paint and everything, and I remember we did copyright it, but I don't remember who got the copyrights to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll change it a little bit.
I see there's people in the comments that are saying they want one, so we got to do it, man.
Yeah, definitely, we got to do it. And we could have like the Dead Truth Podcast and have Clear underneath it.
Yeah.
Either way, that way to be different is change that by 15%.
We can come up with something really cool.
Can I tell my funny side story on that? I know.
Go ahead, Mr. Baker.
I know we're at the end of our time. This is Jimmy's fault.
I'm listening.
Everybody that knows me as a Walking Dead fan knows I like to take relics. I like to take relics from the sets. Okay, whether it's bullets or rocks or whatever, I'll get anything.
Same.
Jimmy to this day makes fun of me because I'll walk by that doormat. I can't tell you how many times after the episode was filmed. They left it out there for like years.
Yes.
For something crazy.
Podcast and they have
And
clear underneath.
why did I not steal that, Jimmy? What was the deal? Or not steal it, intrinsically take it for borrowing and safekeeping.
Look, that if you want that mat, they have a open auction fixing to start for it.
Ooh.
So you're more than welcome to go get it. But you got to talk
When
to
is that?
Amber.
To who?
That's what Miss Mary told me.
Talk to who though?
I'm on
Amber.
that too, though.
Amber and Jim. I think Mary was trying to get it, but she told me because I asked her about it, and I said, who would really want it? She's like, well, Baker can't steal it, but he can get a little.
I
little
might
thing.
do them. Hopefully they'll do like eBay and have that buy it now option. I'm gonna have to reach out and try to get that thing.
Well, there's gonna be some moving around up in Tennessee.
I will share with you all.
There you go. We can have
will-
visitation.
There you go.
Visitation.
You can have it.
You have it 1 month and then I'll have it the next month. There you go.
Well, who's paying child support?
It's not his man.
Yeah, who's playing child support?
Who's paying child support on a kid? Yeah.
We'll both pay. We love it so much already.
But yeah,
Steven makes more money than me. Steven's going to pay child support. And he's
Jeez.
going to pay your bill.
Dang. I don't know about the money thing though, man.
me and Baker actually got something planned with the tattoos coming up pretty soon. Y'all want to get in with us, Casey and Steven?
What?
Tattoos.
Yeah, we're supposed to get. What are we supposed to get, Baker? I'm not getting a zombie though. I'm sorry. I love you. I'll get a Walking Dead tattoo. I'm not getting a zombie. Go ahead.
I told him I think we should get a zombie on our back side.
I'm not getting one on my.
I don't know.
my
We're
butt.
going to get something Walking Dead related for our first tattoo.
I'm getting on my forearm. Yes,
Then we'll
forearm.
get a full
Not.
sleeve.
Get clear.
I might do that. That's actually kind of cool. It is. It plays into the part of my life. So yeah, it'll make. Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be perfect for Jimmy.
Mm-hmm. I would go clear.
Yeah, that ain't a bad idea. I might would get that somewhere, like on my rib cage or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we could actually do it live at the tattoo parlor down there. We get Dawn to do one too.
Maybe I should get a group tattoo with clear on it.
There you go.
And then,
Casey's like, I don't think so.
and then belly button rings.
My thingy's freezing. I don't know if you guys can
Podcast
hear
and
me.
they have clear underneath.
We can hear you.
It's all right. We love you, Baker.
Belly button rings, yeah.
But we
Belly
can
button
do it live.
rings.
We can do it live. I don't know about the belly button ring, but sound like Baker's having some issues down there. All right, anybody got anything else to say?
Jimmy wants clear across it. Jimmy, I will pay for it. If we get clear around your nipple and do it live, I'll pay for it.
Nice.
As good as that sounds, no. My arm's all you get. That's it. I will do my arm. I'll do forearm, up arm, and that's it. And when you do clear, I want it to be actually the right side up where you can see it and be like, what the hell is that? I want to be able somebody will be able to see it.
Jimmy, the fans.
You
the
breaking
fans
out.
want to see it though, Jimmy. Do it for the fans. Do it for the love.
The fans will see it. I will let them see it, and we'll take care of it. I promise. We'll do it. I was actually thinking about the away with you all. We just lost Dustin completely.
Oh, we lost him. He gone.
All right, so that makes it better for me. All right, guys, let's see.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say for my closing statement, everybody come see me and Jimmy this weekend down in Sonoy, Harrelson. Tell your friends, share it on Facebook, let everybody know to come see us for tours. I think in Sonoy we're gonna have Sonoy Rick. Alan, the Rick lookalike, he's gonna be doing walking tours. So
he's
it's gonna be
good,
something
yeah.
extra.
Now, I seen him on y'all's tour today, right?
No, I just shared those pictures as advertising for this coming up weekend.
Okay, awesome. Okay. All right, guys, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Let me get that up here. Sorry, give me 1 second. I thought I had somebody over there doing it, but we don't. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. There we go. Walking Dead Tours Harrelson, Water Tower Tours, Auto Rats Plus, The Camp, of course, Abraham's Army, Survive the Night, the paintball where you get to shoot walkers, Zombtography, Walking Dead fans are amazing, and Walking Dead Nation. Also, I'd like to thank our Patreon members, Don, Jeff, Christy, Linda. We all love you guys. We appreciate you each and every day. And Mr. Casey, of course. Y'all have a good night. See you later.
See ya, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.